Glenwood, Pennsylvania, a town small enough to be quiet, big enough to keep secrets. At the edge of town stood Glenwood High, built in 1959, extended in the 70s, and partially burned in 1983. No lives were lost, the newspaper said, but local whispers told a different story, one of a missing boy named Eli. No obituary, no photo, just a name that lingered in conversations when adults thought kids weren't listening. After the fire, the West Wing was sealed off. The school district claimed asbestos. Others said the structure was unstable. But the real reason, some believed, was room A-17. There was no plaque, no door, just a smooth stretch of wall where a classroom should be. Teachers ignored questions. Janitors avoided that hallway altogether. Students dared each other to touch the wall, holding their breath as if they expected something to breathe back. Then, decades later, came Mark. He transferred to Glenwood High in October of his junior year. His mother had taken a hospital job nearby. Mark was quiet, observant, always reading. The kind of student teachers liked because he didn't cause problems, and classmates ignored because he didn't invite attention. On his third week, something odd happened. He was helping clean up after chemistry club when the power flickered. Everyone else had left, but he stayed behind to finish organizing the glassware. As he stepped into the hallway, it felt wrong. The lights had dimmed, but that wasn't it. The air had a weight to it, like the building had stopped breathing. He started walking, not back toward the main lobby, but down an unfamiliar hallway. He would later swear he hadn't meant to. The hall was darker, dustier. There were no signs, no lockers, just a stretch of plastered wall at the end. That's when he heard it, a soft humming, barely there, like a tune caught in a memory, childlike, distant. He reached out and touched the wall. It was cold, not surface cold, but deep, like the wall was hollow, like there was something on the other side, watching. And then he blinked. The wall was a door, old, scorched at the edges, a brass handle worn from use. Mark didn't think, he acted. His hand turned the knob, and the door opened inward with a soft click. Inside was room A-17. Dust floated through stagnant air, no windows, no clock, just a single wooden desk and chair in the center. Shelves lined the walls, though most were empty. A faint scent of chalk and burnt paper lingered. He stepped in. The door clicked shut behind him. When he turned, there was no handle on the inside. Panic flickered in his chest. He turned back to the room and noticed the walls. They were covered in writing, crayon drawings, names, and childish scrawl. At first, it was meaningless. Then he saw it. Mark. Written over and over, dozens of variations, different handwriting, different sizes. Some recent, some faded, almost to dust. He took a step back. The light shifted. Shadows played along the corners of the room. For a moment, he thought he saw people, children, sitting at desks, turning toward him. But there were no desks, only shadows. Then a voice. "You came back." Mark spun. In the far corner stood a boy, pale, thin. His clothes looked like they were from another decade, a knit sweater, high-waisted pants, old shoes. He didn't move, just stared. Mark's voice came out hoarse. "Who are you?" "You know me," the boy said. "Eli?" The boy nodded slowly. "I've never been here before," Mark said. The boy tilted his head. "No, you just forgot." Suddenly, the walls pulsed. Like the room inhaled, Mark stumbled. Whispers filled the air. "We remember. You left us. You promised. You were the first." No, he was. The room darkened. The shadows deepened. Mark backed into the desk, gripping its edge. Shapes began to step forward. Children, dozens of them. Boys and girls in outdated uniforms. Some wept, others stared, their eyes hollow, their mouths moving without sound. The air grew heavy. Mark tried to move, but the room resisted. Then Eli stepped closer. "This is where memories go when they're unwanted," he whispered. "This room keeps what everyone else forgets." "I want to leave," Mark said. "You can't. Not yet. It's remembering." The desk split apart with a creak. Inside was an old journal. Mark opened it. First page, Mark Easton, September 1983. His name, his handwriting. More pages followed, drawings, schedules, memories. But they weren't his. Or maybe they were. A strange, sharp pain pierced behind his eyes. He fell to his knees. The whispers grew louder. The room flickered with scenes. Students laughing, a fire breaking out, smoke, screaming, running feet, and finally, a door slamming shut. From the outside, Mark gasped. The lights returned. The children vanished. Only Eli remained. "You forgot again?" he said softly. Mark looked at his hands, smaller, younger. He turned to the door. It was gone. The next morning, Glenwood High ran as usual. Teachers taught, students gossiped. No one mentioned Mark. His locker was reassigned. His name removed from the attendance sheet. When someone asked where the new kid had gone, the reply was simple. "What new kid?" Later that week, a janitor passed the far west hall. As he swept the floor, he noticed something odd, a soft sound like humming. He stopped, pressed his hand against the old drywall, cold, and beneath the paint, just barely visible in the light, were the faintest letters, Mark.